Hello.
Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
We've known each other on social media, but we're meeting for the first time.
Yes.
I don't know your story. I know a little bit about you, but I'll be hearing your story for the first time as well. So tell us about your childhood, how you ended up in Dubai, and your journey.
Well, I was born in Dubai.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Okay.
my sister and I were both born here, and I was here for 4 years. I moved around a little bit, ended up in London for 4 years, and then my family moved to Oman. And after going to school there for a year, my sister and I went to boarding school in East Sussex in England. So I was at boarding school from the age of 10 to 18. And in that time, my parents got divorced and my mother moved back to Dubai. And that was it. It was between England and Dubai.
You told me that your parents are from different backgrounds, different nationalities.
Yes.
Your dad is English and your mom is Egyptian.
Correct.
So how was it growing up in like a multicultural household?
I don't ever remember feeling anything different or unusual. I don't remember there ever being a conflict or a clash in any way. It was very seamless. All of our friends were from different places around the world. And I think it's given my sister and I an appreciation of so many different cultures and backgrounds, religions that we might not necessarily have had experience with.
Did you grow up more in an English way, would you say, or an Arab way?
Actually, neither. I don't, definitely not in an Arab way, but an international way.
Tell us about your battle with cancer. You shared some of it on social media. Tell us about that.
In 2017, I was diagnosed with DCIS, which is stage 0 breast cancer, and I had a bilateral mastectomy. And I thought that was the end of it. And in 2019, I had a recurrence, I had a lump, and they said it had returned. And after a small surgery, I had to have another bilateral mastectomy. And then they found it for a third time. So I had another small surgery in 2020. At the end of 2020, I got the all clear.
Okay. You shared some of your story with me just earlier and on social media. You're a single mom.
Yes.
3 kids, a couple of pets. But like, how do you find that? Like, how do you make it work? How do you make it look so seamless on social media?
Well, first of all, all of us do, we show the good stuff on social media. We show the good moments. We rarely show the difficult times. Not necessarily because we're pretending that doesn't exist, but everyone has their struggles and it's private. But no, of course, it's not always easy for anybody. And how do I make it work? Because there's no other option, you make it work. And I'm very lucky. I have a wonderful support network and amazing kids, and yeah, you just do what you need to do.
You just got to make it work and get on with life. We also briefly discussed that, and I've experienced this in my, I want to say from the age of 20 to 22, 23. I used to wear the headscarf, cover my hair, and the abaya. So the full thing. I did that for about 2-3 years. It wasn't a family obligation. It was just something that I wanted to do. And I got my first job. I went into my job with that, and then halfway through, I decided to take it off. And when I did take it off, I faced a lot of criticism, I can't find the right word, but I would say criticism and advice. People would be giving me advice, and why are you doing this? And I was too young. Like, if that happened now, I would handle it differently. I would maybe answer those people differently, but I was so young, and I would just come back home and cry. Actually, no, we had in my first job on the ground floor, we had a prayer room that nobody went to, and it was so quiet. I would actually go in there and cry. And I regretted, like, why did you even remove it? I would say to myself, because it was so bad. Like, for now, apparently there's like a 72-hour rule. Like, when something happens, people forget about it because there's so much going on. Like, we consume so much. But this is, I'm talking about 2015, when social media didn't exist. Like, even Facebook didn't exist, or maybe it did, but it wasn't to what it is now. So people remember, like, if something happened, and then if you go to the same workplace, they see you, and it's a constant reminder that this girl was covered and now she's not. And then the comments, and it was almost bullying, and that's what I encountered. And at the time I was like, why did I even do it? But once you take it off, you can't go back. You've experienced something similar, where you used to cover your hair and then you took it off.
Yes, I was covered for 10 years. So I was covered from the age of 21 after going to Mecca for pilgrimage. And it wasn't something I had planned to do in advance. I hadn't thought about it in advance. It was very much at the beginning stages of me exploring my spirituality and being more strict with myself as a practicing Muslim. I didn't realize, I had come from a background where religion was a very personal and private journey. I was never instructed to go pray. It was something that I was given advice and guidance, but it was respected that it was our own journey. So for me, I thought, I'm going to put it on. But when I look back, I realized, and I asked, why did I put it on? I realized it was because it came from a place of fear. When I was in Mecca, there was a lot of people telling me some very scary things, that if I wasn't hijabi, then this was going to happen to me. And you should never make big decisions from a place of fear. And yeah, I wore it for 10 years, and I decided finally, it took me, I think, 3 years to finally take it off, from the decision, from when I reached the point where I can't do this anymore. I'm doing it for the wrong reasons, I'm doing it for the people around me. Whilst I don't want to talk about why I removed it, because I think I would never want to be a part of influencing someone's decision, I did face negativity and, yes, bullying, but from the place I wasn't prepared for. On social media, I received nothing but love in a supportive way, not an encouraging way. In a very neutral, we see you've made this decision, we hope you're okay, we're sending you love and strength. My close friends were incredible. They said, it's your journey. Whether you wear hijab or don't wear hijab, you're still you and we still love you. But I had a very close family member that would stand up and walk out of the room every time I walked in. And that went on for about 6 months.
And how did that make you feel?
Oh, that hurt. And I think that was one of the first moments where it hit me strongly, that I realized with certain relationships where there should be unconditional love, that the love that I was receiving from there was very conditional. And in this regard, it was conditioned upon a piece of fabric and my own personal connection with God. So that hurt. But on the whole, I was very, very lucky, and I'm so grateful that I didn't have to deal with too much, because I know a lot of people do. A lot of women do.
Yeah. I was lucky when I took it off. There was no social media, so I skipped that part, but it went on for a while. It was men and women, and you know, we had these badges, like, you know, entry like badge, and it had my old picture, and they were taking time to change my picture because my picture still had the hijab, and every time somebody saw that, because we'd wear it around, and they would just like, it was almost shame. Like that head shake it says a lot. And yeah, when you're that young, you don't know what to do. So you're just like, I did something really wrong.
I'm so sorry you went through that.
Yeah. So that's why I wanted to, you went through something similar. You said you were talking about fear. That brings me to my next question. What scares you?
Pigeons. I'm really scared of pigeons. I don't like pigeons. I don't think I fear a lot. I think I believe that if we fear something too much, we end up bringing it into ourselves.
Do you have a morning ritual and an evening ritual?
Morning ritual, coffee, and then a bit more coffee, and some more coffee. And I love to journal. It's something that I like to do first thing in the morning. It centers my thoughts and my worries and helps me just calm my mind and plan my day. In the evening, a hot bath and a good book. My children are older now, so they go to bed so much later. So I realize my me time in the evening is much shorter. But I definitely like to use it to wind down.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Religion or spirituality?
Both.
Prayer or meditation?
Both. I think prayer is a form of meditation, and I think they both have such strong benefits in each in their own way.
If somebody came to you and said you can be whatever you want and have any career you want, what would you be or do?
I used to want to be an anchor on the TV. I think now it would either be an anchor or editor-in-chief of a luxury magazine.
What advice would you give your younger self?
Love yourself first.
So I'm gonna ask you to tell me 2 truths about yourself or about your life and 1 lie. And I'm gonna guess which one's the truth, which one's the lie. And we'll wrap up with that.
Okay. I'm left-handed. I have misophonia, which is a phobia of small sounds, and I can wiggle my ears.
Okay. You can wiggle your ears, that's a lie. And the other 2 are truths.
Oh my God, they're all truths. What am I doing?
You have misophobia? You can wiggle your ears?
Yeah. That's why they're so big.
Oh.
Oh, that's so silly. I'm not thinking straight. Okay, hang on. I speak German. I used to be a singer. I wanted to go to drama school.
So you're not a singer. That's a lie. You weren't a singer. And the other 2 are true.
Correct.
Yay! The last 2 years have, been a life changer for everyone post-COVID. And a lot of people's perspectives have changed. How has the last 2 years changed your perspective on life and how you live your life?
I've learned so much about myself in this time and discovered a lot about myself as well. My priorities have changed. I've reevaluated how I spend my time. And I realized that if I can have another bilateral mastectomy, I can get divorced all during a global pandemic and keep going, then I can pretty much do anything. So it's an exciting time, and there has been a lot of hardship and a lot of sadness globally.
Yeah.
But it has really brought a lot into our lives as well. So it's been amazing.
Thank you for sharing your journey.
It was so nice to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.